Hey, what's up, friends? I'm Jae Sinnett. Another drum session for you today. And I was thinking about Mardi Gras. All right, it's Mardi Gras down in New Orleans right now, and not much celebration down in the French Quarter because of the COVID situation. So the streets are strangely deserted down there. I mean, it's really strange and sad to see, you know, this joyful celebration muted down there like that. But, you know, it's for safety protocols and the whole thing. But Mardi Gras, the rhythm of Mardi Gras is the second line rhythm. And Mardi Gras basically in French means Fat Tuesday. And I think to really get to the second line, there's some things you really need to understand. But Mardi Gras is like a celebration. You know, Fat Tuesday pretty much references the last day that you can chomp on some some rich fatty foods before the Christian Lent kicks in. You know, because during Lent a lot of Christians fast before Easter. Okay, so hence, you know, Fat Tuesday. That's the time to celebrate before the fasting begins. But the rhythm of Mardi Gras. There are three areas that are really important in understanding the second line rhythm. Well, there's a fourth area, and I'll get to that in just a moment. But the three really important areas. The 2 and 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the clave rhythm, right? So you should have some sort of understanding of the clave rhythm. The clave rhythm is basically groupings of 3, 2, or 2, 3. On one side there's 3, one side there's 2, and then you reverse them. But the second line rhythm is pretty much based on the 3-2 clave, right? Now, there are different kinds of clave, and I'm not going to get into all a lot of these things, but for example, there's the rumba clave, which kind of delays that third beat a little bit, so it's like then there's the son, S-O-N clave, which just moves that third beat over, puts it right on beat 4. Right? You see what I mean? And a lot of these little rhythms are just subtle. It's just a subtle beat placement, a rest here, a rest there. But we're looking, the second line is, we'll look at it as pretty much based on the son type clave, the 3-2 son clave. So those are the two elements of the 3. The 2 and 4 on the hi-hat, and the 3-2 clave with the bass drum. The third element is, it's based on the swing rhythm as well. So, you know, if you look at it, if I played eighth notes, see, I'm playing those eighth notes straight. They have to be swung. I'll go from straight to swinging. Right? You feel that difference between the straight eighth notes and the swinging eighth notes. Straight. Swinging. It's actually kind of hard to play those straight. It's like, I'm like really struggling to try to play these things straight. So you got to swing that, man. You got to swing that. And then there are different ways to interpret the hi-hat, you know, your hi-hat foot. You can play in close. sexual element in the rhythm. Okay, now there's that fourth element I was telling you about early on. I had the opportunity to play a lot with Ellis Marsalis, who was born and raised in New Orleans from the gifted Marsalis family, right? And Ellis talked to me. He and I had deep conversations about this. And the last time I worked with him was in the fall of 2019. Some of his final performances. You know, he passed away in 2020. Good friend, man. But he and I would talk about the second line, you know, and he always talked to me about that fourth beat, that down beat, you know, which would be. So it's like. So he like put that extra beat in there to give the beat some a very soulful punctuation, resolution, nice you know, resolution quality to that groove. And this second line rhythm, man, it's so important. In so many other type grooves that you want to play, you know, like I'll go to the 2 and 4 on the bell or the cymbal, for example, right? You can play these snare parts. You know, there's a lot of improvisation in your snare figures, but a lot of the great second line drummers use buzz rolls, right, press rolls, to create with accents and dynamic variations. I like to use them interspersed with other rhythms. Flams in there. Right? Put some hi-hat grooves on it. It's still, the foundation of these grooves is the second line, right? So there's so many different things that you can do with this second line rhythm. But I wanted to show you some of the basic fundamentals of the groove, like that 2 and 4 hi-hat foot, the 3-2 clave. Okay, so do some research on the clave. All these clave rhythms coming out of Cuba, you know, it's the core fundamental foundational rhythm in Afro-Cuban music, right? Africans brought this clave rhythm over to the States, and it permeated down in the islands, the Caribbean, particularly Cuba. And, you don't have Latin rhythms, Afro-Cuban music without clave, right? So, again, second line, usually structured around the 3-2 clave, okay? And then you can see how you can expand on that and put it in some other groove variations, just getting away from both hands on the snare. But to start there, just to understand it with the clave and the bass drum. And then that one downbeat that Ellis Marsalis shared with me. Swinging eighth notes. Then you can do some different variations with the bass drum. A little bit of second line today, celebrating Mardi Gras. And that groove, for drummers, man, oh my God. I mean, there's so much stuff, so many things and rhythms and grooves that came out of that. They use that second line concept as the basis, particularly when you're dealing with looser swing, more swing type funk, right? Which started with James Brown, and those funk rhythms weren't based on solely straight eighth note patterns. You had it's serious, man. It really is. It just splintered out into so many different areas and variations, that second line concept. So it's really important, man. If you play groove type music and you want to get away from these very predictable straight eighth note patterns that are so common today, and put a different kind of soul in your pocket, right? Loosen it up a bit, put that swing element in there. Check out second line drumming. So hope this drum session today gives you a little bit of education in that regard. Celebrating Mardi Gras in this drum session and the second line rhythm concept. I'm Jae Sinnett. Be safe, friends. We'll see you soon. And if you have any questions, send me an email to jjazz, Jaejazz, @yahoo.com. Or if you're interested in studying with me, I teach via Zoom, drums, various styles, technique enhancement, refine some of your areas, whatever you want to work on. If you want to study with me, drop me an email and I'll give you information. jajazz@yahoo.com. JAEJAZZ@yahoo.com. Stay safe. We'll see you soon.